Okay, so this is Nick with, I guess the channel's name is Schizophrenia Sucks, and that's because schizophrenia sucks. My caffeine is kicking in. I feel a little bit better. Um, I'll probably talk about caffeine at some point because if you're schizophrenic, you probably need to know about caffeine. In fact, let me write that down as a future video because caffeine, like you may think that it might not be healthy or whatever, but if you're schizophrenic, caffeine management and that can save you so many times in like getting to important events or important appointments. So you think caffeine is like just like something normal, and no, caffeine is a lifesaver. And thank you God for caffeine; it's amazing. And but that's not what I wanted to talk about. Let me write this down first so I don't forget though. Okay, so I did get distracted for a minute, but I really wanted to focus on gratitude, and I kind of don't like positivity. I like being objective, but that means I don't like being negative. So if you're objective, negative people will say you're positive, and if you're objective, positive people will say you're negative. So you just ignore that because neither know what they're talking about, right? You're trying to be as objective as possible. So they just interpret it from their viewpoint. So you can always ignore that. It's really good to be objective. You might need to be positive when you're going through hard times, though, just because it might help you through, or just like cancel out and minimize the negative. But I am grateful for a lot of things, and I do try to practice gratitude. You're supposed to not be able to experience fear when you're grateful, so something like that, like your negative emotions get dampened or canceled out. So I do have good things in my life, and this will just be what comes to mind. This is also to contrast. Just talking about schizophrenia is very like a negative thing because everything that goes involved with it is negative. Um, so I do have a place to live, which you think, okay, well, does that really matter? Well, if you're schizophrenic, a lot of people with schizophrenia end up homeless. And I was homeless for about 2 years, but I never had to be on the street. I was very lucky. I did have to go to jail for a month and a half, though, which was like torture. Like, jail was really, really horrible, especially if you're really smart and you like to do research. Like, I was so bored out of my mind. It's like, yeah. And I'll talk about my jail experience some other time. Um, Only been once, and because of schizophrenia. But the positives is, yeah, I have a place to stay. That's huge. Like I'm so lucky. I'm waiting on housing, but my family has been able to take care of me, which is great. I'm independent, so I was gonna have to go into conservatorship, possibly, and like basically live in a home or group home or whatever, and have somebody cook and clean for me and take care of all that. Like that's the level I was at, but I've managed to get a lot better. So I'll post about that another time. So that's another thing I guess is my improvements. So I was definitely doing really bad for a long time, and I finally found a medication, and I've improved a lot with different strategies. I'm doing lots of stuff to improve myself. Like about 2 months ago, I started going to the gym, and I'm not losing weight per se, but I'm losing fat, which is actually what you want. And my weight is actually going up. Since I've been trained in the gym before, I can gain muscle mass pretty quickly. It's like a muscle memory effect. So I'm getting really strong again, really quick. Like I'm adding 5 to 10 pounds to each lift every time I go to the gym still. And I've been going very consistently, which is great. I've been struggling though. The gym is way harder with schizophrenia, and I'll talk about that sometime. But I'm going to the gym. I'm getting better. I've been able to do more. I've been able to socialize. I've been able to get out of the house and go to like church stuff and events, and so I'm very grateful that I've been improving and that my life has been getting better, and that like for me, Latuda doesn't seem to have any side effects. I'm not sure if it does or doesn't, but if it does, it's probably pretty minimal. So I finally, after years of testing and getting fat and having horrible symptoms like that are like torture, I finally found Latuda, so I'm grateful that I have my psych meds relatively sorted out. There still might be a few things I'm going to try. Um, and keto helps me a lot if you have mental health problems. For depression and for schizophrenia, keto helps me a ton. I'll get into that sometime. So I'm grateful for figuring out keto, even though I did it before I had schizophrenia. I know it helped with major depressive disorder because that's what I had previously, or I might have been along like prodrome for schizophrenia. I have a nice computer. I wanted to become a programmer, and I learned coding. So I learned Python, and but the fatigue and the motivation issues became too much, and I couldn't do it anymore. I'm gonna try to get back to it, but we'll see. But my mom got me a really nice computer. Like, I'm not even gonna say how much it is, but it's expensive and it's nice. And that could be the reason why is it could have been for machine learning. So you need a good computer for that. For programming, you only need like a $500 laptop. You don't really need that much. Maybe at the very most $1,000, but probably a $500 laptop is good enough for programming. So I'm very grateful to have a good computer. I am like a gamer, and I don't play games anymore though because I'm too tired. But it is really nice to have a good computer. I have healthy, good food. Like I eat pretty healthy most of the time. I'm trying to make my diet like keto, carnivore, OMAD, and I try to eat organic and grass-fed and organic pastured eggs and stuff like that. Stuff that's really healthy. You need good nutrition. You need to eat well when you're sick, I believe, and everybody should do it anyway. But I'm grateful that I have really great top quality food, and I found like it's not cheap, but it's decent prices. So I found a way to not be spending too much money. I have like a good amount of friends now, which like I wasn't really trying to make a bunch of friends, but I decided to go to like a church and Bible study, and I've like made friends there, and we're socializing and hanging out, which is great. Because before, I just had my best friend who like lives far away right now, and like we would chat, but it's not like we could go hang out and stuff. So well, there's a siren. So there's a lot of good things. I wasn't losing weight for a long time, but now I'm finally like I'm getting in shape again. I'm doing like a recomposition. My weight has actually gone up a little bit, which is not what I wanted, but it's mostly going to be, if not completely, muscle mass. So I'm losing fat, gaining muscle, bone, and lean body mass. So that's exactly what I want. And I'm hopefully close to getting my SSI. I haven't had that for 2 years, and yeah, so my life is going better. I've even seen a few girls check me out. So, I mean, that does matter because you get out of shape with schizophrenia and like you get fat, like, you know, you're not as attractive as you used to be, and it's not your fault either. And so it's nice to be getting a little bit of attention, and it's nice to be getting back in shape because obviously if you have a disability or disease, it's going to be harder for you to get married or have relationships because a lot of people might not want to deal with that. So you are at a disadvantage, unfortunately. I don't know. I seem to be doing more and more all the time. I'm getting myself out there more to do more stuff. I'm building myself up. I'm studying a lot of psychology. I'm studying self-improvement, discipline. I'm going to therapy for CBT and maybe I think DBT to work on avolition. And I'm just overall improving myself in every way. And it's great. Like I'm not in a great place. Like I'm not like where I want to be, obviously. I don't think anybody ever is where they want to be. But I'm getting better. I finally got out of that horrible drug program like 7 months ago, maybe. And I didn't have a place to cook and I had no money to eat, so I was eating pretty poorly. so I wasn't losing weight there. And now I can cook my own food, which seems like such like a basic thing, but being able to have a refrigerator and being able to cook is like huge, and I appreciate it so much. Like um, being able to do keto just really boosts my energy levels a ton. If I couldn't do keto, I would be spending a lot more time in bed and I wouldn't be doing stuff. I've been having super fun social events with my friends. The gym is pretty good. I'm doing the gym socially now. I used to do it just by myself, so that's fun. And I feel like I'm working on my relationship with God and spirituality, or I don't know if you could call it spirituality, but I've been studying that a lot. So I went through a really big worldview change when I had schizophrenia. I used to be atheist for like 5 years or something, and I really feel like God's real and I have purpose, and I want to talk about that sometime. So I really feel like I'm doing stuff for God. Like it's Holy Week, and I'm going to church every day because I have the free time to go at like lunch or noon, I should say. I don't really eat lunch. I usually eat at like 3 p.m. once per day, something like that, maybe 5 p.m. Um, so my life is improving drastically. It's even possible that I could work part-time or full-time. That's part of the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel is I want to work, and I might be able to work part-time or full-time. Since going to the gym though, I've been exhausted. I've been like staying in bed and unable to get out of bed and just unbelievably tired. And I'm also dieting, so dieting plus the gym has been like a huge drain on me and has limited my ability to do any work. But I'm hoping once I like lose more weight, might get my testosterone levels up and feel better, generally fix my hormones and all that, that I'll actually be able to work and go to the gym, because I really feel like you have to do physical fitness for longevity and for health and mental health especially. It does help with that. Like I feel happy when I go to the gym usually after. So there's a lot of great stuff in my life. Um, I get to learn. I get to go. I learn a lot of stuff on YouTube. It's really great. I enjoy that. So it's overall good. There's still like a lot of negatives, a lot of bad stuff, but that's not what this is about. So I just wanted to, I'm grateful. I wanted to say I'm grateful for all that stuff, and my life is going better, which is great. It went to a super low point for a few years, and now I'm coming out of it, and yeah, I'm just doing great relatively, and I might be able to work soon. So who knows what could happen in a few months? I should drop the rest of the weight, and I'll be back to a normal healthy weight, and that'll really help. Like if you're fat, you have higher estrogen, which makes you more moody, more miserable, and like less assertive and less energy. So you really gotta make sure like you're in shape. Like I can feel my testosterone levels shooting up from the gym. I'm doing like heavy squats and like all compound exercises. So fixing your hormones is really huge, and I feel a lot better from that. And also take ashwagandha, which helps with your testosterone. Like I think it boosts it by 15%. So all that is gonna be great, and it's only gonna get better over time as I lose the weight. That's all that. Like what is it like? I forget. Somehow being fat makes your estrogen higher. So and I've changed my diet to get rid of estrogens too, because there's lots of like poisons in the environment and like certain foods you got to be careful of. Um, so I'm only getting healthier and stronger and in better shape. And who knows, like ideally I want a wife, and I'd like to be able to work, because I think a lot of women really do expect that. I think it's going to broaden the pool of women who would want to marry me. So all my prospects in life are doing better, and I really hope I can work in the future. It does look good, but I was doing a work project, forcing myself to do stuff that's like work um, for like 40 hours a week, and I was kind of doing that for like a month or two, and I didn't burn out. I didn't feel tired, but the gym has really made it like impossible to get out of bed in the morning. And yeah, just it's been taxing. So maybe as I go to the gym more, it'll become easier, and it'll move from like training in the gym to just maintaining, and maintaining is way easier. So I might be able to maintain in the gym and work full time or even part time, but it's looking good. So there's a lot of positive stuff happening in my life, and yeah, so I'm really grateful to God that my life is getting better, and like almost every aspect of my life is getting better. And for a long time, I was struggling, and I'm still struggling, but like I can deal with this struggle. So yeah, I think that's covered. I have good family relationships. I talk to my family a lot. Um, I'm not super worried about money. I mean, I have like no money, but I know that I'm not gonna have to like go and go to like a charity to get fed like a soup kitchen. So I'm grateful for that, and that would take a lot of energy. So my life is going good. My schizophrenia symptoms are getting less worse. I think CBT is helping, um, and I'm just generally doing a lot better, and I'm a lot happier. And I've been getting rid of my anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety sometimes at night. I don't know why. Just I'll get anxiety, and I've been dealing with that. So yeah, I am grateful for many things, and my mood has been better and all that. So I think this is getting a little bit long. I'm trying to keep my videos around 15 minutes. So I guess like, subscribe, comment. How are you doing? What are you grateful for? Stuff like that. That'd be great. All right. See you next time.